Shire River, Malawi's largest river, continues to be the lifeline for many people, as well as the source of huge economic activities in the country. The river is a source to Malawi's 98% of electricity through hydroelectric power stations found along the river that spans from Mangochi all the way down to Chikwawa district. Apart from being the hub of electricity generation, the river also provides water to households and industries in the southern part of Malawi through irrigation and piped water through utility companies such as Blantyre and of course the Southern Region Water Boards. Its catchment provides a settlement for about 6 million people who rely on and affect the free flow of the river, which flows to the Zambezi River in Mozambique. In order to protect the river and improve the areas around it, the Malawi government, with financial assistance from the World Bank and the African Development Bank, is implementing a 15-year Shire River Basin Management Program. The first 5 years of the program, which formed the first phase of the program, have witnessed the vision being established and so many milestones achieved.
One of the major milestones I would highlight is the upgrading of the Camus Barrage at Luonde. And another one I would say is coming up with the Shire Basin Plan. It's a plan that will feed into national agenda for the country. So our plan is that when these councils come up with their plans, they need to incorporate some of the ideas in that basin plan. We have also achieved in having the Elephant Marsh declared a Ramsar site. So it's internationally recognized as of now. That one is one of our milestones. Another one I would say is the development of national catchment guidelines for interventions related to catchment management.
Within the catchment of Shire River, the program is implementing several interventions within Chingale Escarpment, Tsangano Escarpment, and Kuntembwe in Chileka Blantyre.
The program is encouraging communities to undertake alternative livelihood activities. So to achieve this, government through Shire River Basin Management Program has dispersed, as of now, 460 million kwacha to about 300 villages in these 5 districts for people to do different types of businesses so that they don't cut down trees, they don't engage in charcoal burning, and they take care of the environment, they restore forest cover, they restore the land resources that they have. On top of that, the program has also dispersed 330 million, which is called the Community Environmental Conservation Fund. This is a small fund of about $1,500 or about 1.2 million kwacha to every village that is taking part in conserving the environment. And every village is managing this fund on their own. They give each other small loans if a child falls sick, school fees or something. But the qualification for a village to access this small fund is for them to be taking part in environmental conservation.
A visit to Duare Bridge in Neno reveals how a bridge which was constructed under the catchment sub-component of the Shire River Basin Management Program is connecting villagers who have been cut off for some years resume traveling. The people from this part of Neno, especially the area of Kumpika Village Traditional Authority Dambe, find it shorter to use this route to Mwanza Boma through Duale Bridge. Apart from shortening distance to Mwanza Boma, villagers are able to send agricultural produce to markets, and school-going children are now able to get to the other side of the bridge in Tereka village, where the local school is situated.
chifukwa mbuyo mati mazunzika kwambiri imatino madzi akadzamuza muna anthu kumapita fo masopolokera muno madzi azatsiyatsiri fe kusowa mtendere mationa kuti panopo mavuto atha achepa.
People who have been using the road confess that the construction of Dwale Bridge has proved to be very important because it has reduced many problems the community used to face. Posani Chauluka is one of them.
Kuti madzi amavutitsa kuti tiyende panali povuta tiyamabwesa bridge mutiona kuti ayi tathokoza zimene zachitika ndipo tamikira kuti mochitache ndiye chitukuko kuti matithandize kwambiri.
Mavuta kemene amakhalapo ndamtundu wanji
basi madzi akadzaza kunebe kuwoloka pamasemendedwe akanali kovuta.
Mai Alice Philip stays in Tsoka village in Neno. Together with her family, she says their lives have become better because they are able to easily access social services from the nearest Kunenekude Trading Center, which is in Mwanza district. She says people from both sides of the river are now able to visit each other in times of need, such as funerals and of course weddings. Shire River Basin Management Program constructed the bridge as part of the package within Shire River Catchment Management. The program realizes that empowered communities through basic social amenities such as bridges a better place to implement various initiatives that would ensure the protection of Shire River and its catchment areas.
The idea is to make sure that people should reduce pressure on putting much pressure on the natural resources, but rather maybe indulging other different enterprises that they may think of. So people produce their business plans based on their interest and the potential in their different areas, then we give them that loan. It's a revolving fund at community level. They borrow a certain amount based on the amount that they have in their business plan, and then they retain at an agreed interest rate to the project implementation committee that is based at the GVH. Then those resources will then be revolving, can be given to other groups that may also benefit from the same capital investment.
Another important piece of infrastructure that has also been constructed in the basin is a 50-meter long Mulanga Bridge in the area of traditional authority Kuntembwe in Blantyre. For many years, people in the area were not able to cross the Mulanga River, which separates the Kuntembwe and Itedzani areas, especially during the rainy season. Since the construction of this multi-million kwacha bridge, which cost government 317 million kwacha, communities living across the bridge are conducting their businesses with ease. Those who rely on transportation business are now finding it easier to use this road than using the longer route of M1 to go to Neno as well as to Chileka in Blantyre.
I am a driver and I can happily say now that life has become easier for us. My bosses used to suspect that I was siphoning petrol because I was using longer routes to ferry goods and people. But all those challenges are over.
Blantyre District Council has been an integral stakeholder in the construction of Mulanga Bridge. The Director of Planning and Development for the Blantyre District Council says the lifespan of this particular bridge exceeds the duration of 50 years. It has been constructed bearing in mind effects of climate change.
Now it has helped to open up the area. The mobility of the people is now easy, so that people can now move from one point to another, from this area to the other area. And also it has helped that school-going children, we have a school this other side, so people from all this area, they go and attend the school there.
Another focal point that the Shire Basin Management Program is implementing under the catchment management component is here at Chingale Escarpment in Zomba in Machinga district. Apart from construction of modern markets in the area, the program has disbursed funds to communities which have made commitments to protect the catchment of Shire River in the area. Some of these initiatives and innovations include adherence to modern farming technologies, reforestation, and livestock farming. This is Chisanzo Goat Farming Group in Nkupu village under Traditional Authority Mlumbe in Zomba. In 2017, they were given 1,500,000 kwacha to buy goats under the Common Interest Groups initiative, which was supported by the program's Enterprise Development Fund. One of the beneficiaries of the fund is Mr. Charles Sawasawa of Nkupu 2 village in the area of Traditional Authority Mlumbe in Zomba. He receives a 200,000 kwacha loan, which he used to buy 6 goats. A year down the line, he is now more than 11 goats richer. Apart from selling goat meat in times of need, his family was trained on how to make composite manure.
Zimene ashiriva Basin yamalimbikisa ndiza zoteteza chilengedwe ndi kusamalira ziweto. Ziweto so zili nguluso loononga chilengedwe chifukwa timagula mitengo kupangira mukhola ngati mmene mungulionamu, ndipo pofuna kuti chilengedwe chipitirire pafuna kuti amatipasa mbande za njere zimene atipasa kumafesa pamene tamwina tadula mtengopo osakhala kudula onse koma tingosanjulira nthambi tigwiritse ntchito thunthulo likhale kuti lizipitiriza kuphukira kuti kusogoloku likhale beri kutani likugwira ntchito. Kulumikizana kumene kunkwa kuti chilengedwechi chisathe, chifukwa chake amatipasa njere kuti tizipitiriza kudzala mitengo mbali nayo ndi kusamaliraso zimene zaphuka kale.
The program is ensuring that women take a leading role in these activities as well. This is Beatrice John, a 29-year-old mother of 3 who got a loan which she used to buy goats. Through her goat farming, she has a dream.
So mpenya amene alipo chiyembekezo chimene tili nacho ngati nyumba mwathu ngati banja lathu tandira ngongole imeneyi. Tikuona kuti kumapeto kwa ngongole imene pomaliza ngongole imene zakhala kuti ndi phindu lochuluka tasala ndizo ziyeneza kuti nyumba yathu zakhuza kukhoma malata kuchosa denga la uzu komanso nyumba mwathu kupanga olo simenti olo pa compound pazakhala kuti sili kusowa kanthu fika ngati tikupanga manyowa chazikolo chokudya tizikola choyenerera komanso ziweto tikhala tikuzipeza ngati tinkhuku chani ndi kuti mbali ya madyedwe tizakhalanso thanzi labwino.
Ruth Kangombe is a Community Development Assistant Officer working in Chingale. She says economically empowered women are a catalyst of development in their families, communities, and the nation at large.
There's no conflict in families since women are given opportunities to learn some businesses. Thereafter, they bring income in the families and assist in their day-to-day lives, such as paying school fees for their children, buying foods, which we say nowadays nutritious foods to assist in their families, and they have energy to work in other developmental activities.
The Office of Agriculture Development for Zomba District is the one coordinating these activities in the district. Extension Coordinator for Chingale Extension Area says it is pleasing to see improvement of lives of people who are participating in these alternative livelihood initiatives. He says instead of people engaging in destructive behaviors such as charcoal burning, they are now busy managing their environment after realizing the importance of natural resources.
So we encourage our farmers to use conservation agriculture. Thus, they should not disturb the ridges, but they should at least cover or yes, just make planting stations so that they can at least harvest. And also we encourage them to plant leguminous crops so that they add some sort of fertility in their crops so they can harvest. And also we also encourage them to raise nurseries so that they can produce fruit trees as well as trees for firewood.
The program's communications specialist says it is very encouraging to witness enthusiasm and zeal in the members of communities in managing natural resources, and more importantly, safeguarding the Shire River, which is the pipeline for Malawi. He says all these interventions are aimed at protecting the river, which produces almost 98% of our electricity.
So what the goats that we've seen here are part of the common interest groups, the groups that people have come together, they have a business proposal, then they access loans. Some people, some groups have bought maize meals, some groups have bought motorcycles, some groups are into chicken production, some groups are into goats and other animals. So basically that's the idea behind what we've seen today.
The Shire River Basin Management Program has also been working at Lengwe National Park and surrounding communities. An electric fence perimeter wire has been installed in many parts of the park, a development which has significantly reduced levels of poaching and encroachment. Apart from providing animal water holes, the Shire River Basin Program has also constructed a state-of-the-art conference center, which will help to generate funds for the operations of Lengwe National Park in order to reduce negative activities such as poaching and charcoal burning by members of communities surrounding Lengwe National Park. The program has provided them with maize meals and 800 goats on a pass-on basis.
The idea is to reduce pressure that we're experiencing from the surrounding communities. You may wish to appreciate that Lengwe is one of the protected areas in Malawi that is hardly hit with poaching, which is done by the surrounding community. So by giving them the goats, we believe that pressure on wildlife resources will be reduced. Secondly, we have also received 4 maize mills that have been placed under each traditional authority. We have 4 traditional authorities that surround, that share the eastern part of the park. We have traditional authority Japananga, we have TA Ndakwera, we have Paramount Chief Ilundu, and then we also have TA Ngab. All these traditional authorities have their areas next to the park. So each traditional authority has received so far a maize meal, which is used actually to generate funds that are supposed to be used by the communities for various development projects.
Under the Shire River Basin Management Program, community protection infrastructure at 5 sites in Chikwawa and Sanje districts have been completed. The structures have substantially reduced the risk of flooding in targeted communities. This dike here at Livunzu Primary School in Chikwawa has managed to reduce or end flooding episodes to Bodza village in the area of traditional authority Makuida in the district.
Umatono ngadi kunoko madzi ndiye chibwere cha Sinje umenewu tikuona kuti madziwo achepa chifukwa cha ejeni khwawayo imene nayo yomangayo koma pachiyambipo madzi amavuta diko sekuno paka nokose kuno madzi amavuta
yambi adi mvula ikabwera madzi amativutitsa kuti manyumba amagwa oti ena amakhala kusukulu kuja kukampu fika madzi manyumba ndithu amakokoloka ndino atabwera piyala ilo kutithandiza mbali ya matumbayo ndi ife anthu amudzi ndamene timayika matumbayo ndi chikeni cha matumbayo chikula ndi panopa akudutsa umasuti akuvutitsa nkhatikali.
A significant feature under the first phase of Shire River Basin Management Program is the upgrading of Kamuzu Barrage in Liwonde. Most civil works are now complete and there has been significant progress on other manual works. The new upgraded Kamuzu Barrage and Bridge have an increased and efficient capacity of regulating the flow of water both up and downstream. It will now be able to store enough water upstream and rearise as per need the water downstream for the purposes of irrigation, electricity generation, recreation, and domestic use.
After this bridge is finished, you'd expect a lot. One is that we have improved the traffic circulation. If you go on the current bridge today, you find that a lot of cyclists and a lot of pedestrians, and the bridge was old, and there was a lot of congestion, especially that when we were also doing the operation of the original gate, which were manual, we were standing on the old bridge. Now with the increase in traffic today, and the increase of population around the Rwanda, and the activities are there, and the bicycles were there, it was completely dangerous to stand and do the operation of the gate. But now that we are transferring all the traffic in terms of the vehicle and the motorcycles onto this new bridge, it means people will be able to be free to walk on the other side without any hassles. There will be no danger of accident, whatever the case. And even the operation of the gates will be much more simpler and in a very convenient environment because there will be no disturbance from trucks and other things. So we really have improved on the traffic circulation. And it will be also somehow a scenery where people can be able to see the waters downstream properly without any hassles. And at the same time, what I wanted also to mention is that one of the reasons why we wanted to upgrade was that there was a lot of scouring, which is erosion under the ground towards the foundations of the old bridge, which were at risk. But today what we've done is we have actually made the erosion protection and the energy dispaters. They're about 25 meters from the point where the foundations are and to the point where our concrete downstream they are. It's about 25 meters. So if there will be any type of erosion, it means we'll start from 25 meters from there going through the concrete, which is not easy. It will take a long time for it to happen again. So in other words, we have totally excluded anything to do with the scouring of our bridge, of the new bridge, together with the old bridge, because the old bridge and the new bridge are all connected. So it means our infrastructure in terms of the gates, they are completely safe. There will be no fear of scouring or whatever can happen to that. So there is stability and there is safety of the structures which is there. But at the same time, I should mention here that the original gate, there are no facilities where we could maintain them. So as a result, they were just getting rotten, and whatever was happening, there was no possibility that we would go and check. But currently we've put mechanism where we are able to separate each gate by putting stop locks upstream and downstream. Thereby, if there's water in between, we can get it off and go down there and check on the bridge, on the gate. We can check on the boards, you can check on the paints, you can check on the bearings and whatever, so that we can maintain it, so that they live longer than they're supposed to be. So we think we have given enough attention to these gates that they'll be able to live much longer and much more safer than the old ones. But at the same time, you should understand that the gates which we have put today, they are 40 centimeters higher than the original. So in the rainy season, when we have rains, we'll be able to capture more water than we used to capture in the past. This is an advantage to us because now remember that the population has increased, the demand for electricity has increased, so we need more water. So maybe when it comes to dry season, we still have kept a lot of water in the lake. That is dependent if the rains have come also in good amounts.
There is great optimism for the future of the program, as has been witnessed for the past 5 years. A multi-sectoral Shire River Basin agency has been established to facilitate long-term planning and management of the basin. In addition, the Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Water Development has completed several critical steps necessary to operationalize the National Water Resources Authority, under which the Shire River Basin Agency will be legally anchored. The program has also managed to capacitate the Department of Climate Change and Meteorological Services. Apart from installing weather warning signs in different locations, which has greatly helped to improve accuracy in weather forecasting, the Shire River Management Program has also provided scholarship to some members of staff at the Department of Climate Change and made services to further their education in related fields.
The future is that because there are quite a lot of issues that are still remaining along the Shire River Basin, and as a department, we know that there are a lot of gaps that the program will enhance in terms of making sure that we are providing as a department the early warning information. Like we need a weather radar in this department that the Shire River Basin Management Program is going to provide, and that weather radar is going to be planted within the Shire River Basin itself. And we are also going to buy some more automatic weather stations, and also do some refresher courses for our members staff, so that we have up-to-date early warning information that we do provide to the nation, and even the capacity building aspect for our members staff in terms of long-term trainings. The Shire River Basin Management Program is going to provide that assistance, so that we have at least people going to do their master's degrees under this program, so that we have people who are able to do research on their own.
One of the beneficiaries of the scholarship on postgraduate diploma in meteorology says the objectives of the course are equipping students with the knowledge and skills in weather and climate system analysis, weather forecasting, early warning, and environmental impact assessment, biometeorology, marine meteorology, and environmental meteorology.
Climate variability has a great impact in the Shire Basin. So the Shire River Management Program wanted to build capacity in the people who will be able to interpret the impacts of the climate change over the Shire Basin. So that's when we came in.
The Malawi government has also committed itself to providing improved weather and hydrological information known collectively as Hydromet. Communities in the Shire River Basin can now, among other things, access real-time weather forecasting, long-term drought prediction tools, and advanced water monitoring systems through the Hydromet services, such as the one in sight. Using these Hydromet services, communities are able to have early warnings needed to evacuate areas when disasters strike. Businesses are also able to make effective water-related decisions that affect their industry, and government agencies can now effectively tackle climate change issues based on latest information.
Hydromet is very crucial to the nation. In our summit, when we're talking of Hydromet, it's a combination of hydrological and meteorological. So basically the hydrological and meteorological data is so crucial. It plays a vital role in different sectors. We talk of agriculture, we talk of engineering. For example, you cannot have dam construction. You cannot talk of construction of bridges and other infrastructure if you don't have this type of data. And the data is also very useful for our researchers. So when other investments have to come in, we've been asked to provide data. So we need to have all this data, at least to input to a wide range of sectors for development of the country.
This World Bank financed multi-sectoral program is a 15-year initiative. It is budgeted at $400 million. The package also includes contribution from the Malawi government. It is spearheaded by the Ministry of Agriculture, Water Development and Irrigation. The whole project is $145 million, and the World Bank's contribution is $131 million, but the contribution from the Malawi government is $11.3 million. About $2.8 million has been a contribution to local communities in the form of seed money on various interventions. The World Bank agreement is an adaptable loan program instrument, while the GEF and LDCF are grants. The first phase of the Shire River Basin management has indeed strengthened the institutional capacities and mechanisms for the basin monitoring, planning and management, as well as investment in water-related infrastructure, reduced erosion in priority catchment areas, protected and enhanced ecological services in the Shire River Basin.